Good afternoon, YouTube. So, this car has got me spending money, you could say that. So, I just picked up new carpet for the car. The old stuff, the rats have just reeked up. There was just mouse turds all over the thing. It just wasn't worth cleaning. The seats it's sitting on the seats for the car. I also picked up from the same place a transmission linear solenoid, I guess they're calling it. Move over here. This is the one I have to put in. Well, I'm gonna put in to see if it helps with that code that's coming up for the transmission, which is TCC solenoid and shift A internal failure or something, or just something like that. P1753, I believe is the code. So I gotta get gasket and O-rings, but I gotta wait a week because tomorrow I'm out of town for a week. So I'm going to have those ordered when I get back. Dealership said they're next day parts, so that's probably gonna cost me 20, 25, 30 bucks with tax, because the gasket was like 11 something, the O-rings are $5 something. Oh, so it's going to be over $30 with tax. So that's going to be wonderful. I couldn't seem to find anything on O'Reilly's website. I suppose I could order them online. I might do that while I'm gone. So I think I saw a thing with 2 gaskets, OEM Honda, for like $9 or something. So one thing I found out, it's a pain in the ass to pull the dash pad alone. It is just resting on there right now. This vent piece right here that it bolts underneath the dash or screws to the dash, as well as that duct, and I think the passenger duct is still on the thing over there. All that ducting just sits on the heater box, but heater box is gonna have to be replaced because the mice were living up inside the dash, pooping and peeing all over the heater box. And it's gooey looking, it's nasty, it's like sludge. I ain't cleaning it, it's just getting replaced. And inside this vent, which you can see I have the vent pulled out, the duct behind that, which is that duct right there, there was a dead mouse inside of a nest of insulation that was up underneath the dash pad there. That was not so fun to find. He wasn't even decomposed, he just started getting a little skinny, so it was pretty fresh or something. But he was packed up inside there. They were using the ductwork as walkways. It's really interesting is this really long duct here separates into pieces really easily. I actually pulled it apart on accident trying to get the thing off the bottom of the dash pad. And so I'm going to clean the crap out of that, obviously, properly. And then that piece, both dash pieces, I'm probably just going to end up running some bleach through it and swishing it around and all that good stuff to get that cleaned up. But what I wanted to show you guys mainly, without my reflection, is this guy. Let's see if you can read it. Alpine Air. Ozone generator, and I got the 10,000 QAH. So that creates ozone, which is supposed to destroy odors at their source. The heater box is still in there all nasty and grimy. I'm gonna see, I guess this is kind of a challenge for it, to see if it can help eliminate that poop odor, make it a little bit more enjoyable environment to work in, because it just stinks. I pulled the console out, and the floor was exposed. The reflection, sorry. The floor was exposed right here, all that along there. That they were living inside the console too, and it just was full of poop and pee and everything else. It was nasty. But now you can see I got it pretty well cleaned up. It's nice and shiny, and I went over it double time, and so with Clorox wipes is what I used. Clorox brand, not cheap shit. So that shifter is gonna have to get replaced because they weed all over that freaking assembly, and it just reeks of piss. So I'm not a fan of having to replace that. It's about 40 bucks. $100 for the heater box, and it was 65 for the carpet. It was 35 for the solenoid, and well, it was 118 for the air purifier. Which, if you guys have watched any of Sam Crack's videos, he's pretty big on YouTube. He said this is the link he had in the description, except he had the 6000 QAH unit picked out, and I was like, go big or go home, and it wasn't that much more expensive to me, so I just thought, why not get the bigger one. And supposedly this is what dealerships use to get the cigar smoke out of vehicles. So that's rather exciting, because I mean, Dad's smoking in this one, and for over, since 2008, so that's 11 years he's been smoking in this one. You know, it doesn't smell like smoke in the gray truck anymore, really, but which is good. And my mom, who has severe asthma, did not notice any odor that triggered her asthma or anything, so that's good. But I still might bring it down to a neutral state so I can try and get a new scent learned in there without other odors fighting the scent, because I'm really partial to the new car smell. I really like it, the little trees air freshener. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, especially with getting junkyard seats. I mean, they've got a funky odor, and well, the carpet's got a funky odor. You know, it's a junkyard, it smells like used parts. So and moisture, mildew, whatever. So this will help destroy odors at their source. I figured it's worth a freaking shot to see what happens. But the engine runs good, and if it does need a tranny, it needs a tranny. The thing runs good, and it's holding coolant, so that's good. And while the engine is out, I'll probably do timing if I have to do a tranny. Apparently they wrote on the strut tower on the passenger side that the timing belt and water pump had been done at 114,000 miles, so that's good. It's got 198 now, so it's getting due again. But if I have to do a tranny, I'll do the timing belt and water pump again, just to be safe. And might as well, while everything's right there in front of your face. You don't have to frickin' do nothing, you know. Yeah, no struggling, just get it done right then and there. Easy to see the timing marks too, so that's helpful. But I'm excited to see what this car's got in it for horsepower. I mean, granted, 200,000 miles, but it'll be interesting. I've been curious about these V6s. So 4-cylinder is a peppy little bugger. I wonder what the V6 is like. So I'm excited to see. But it'll be a quick flip eventually. I might drive it through the winter maybe, just to live with it a little bit. It's got the automatic climate control, home link. I mean, yeah, it's one of the more fully loaded ones. It's got a full power driver's side seat, although the tilt back switch might not work, or the motor's giving up the ghost. I found the little cover though, so it's for the switch, so that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know much more, and it's going to the scrap heap in pieces. So, which sucks, because the underside of the car is clean. That really would suck, but I could part the frickin' thing out a million times over and make my money back. And I just figure, you know, if I can get it running and driving relatively cheap. The idle air control valve is the only other thing I had to order. That'll be here Friday. So that'll be interesting. And I got a good update coming for the Cat and Ollie there. I'm excited for that. That'll be here Friday as well, or Thursday. Now they said tomorrow, but I highly doubt it, because it's getting shipped today. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I've been waiting for that for a little while. It's been hard to find though. But I got this sucker on a 40-minute timer. It said for 1,000 square feet, like 30 minutes, something like that. So we'll give it some time. I know a lady online with the reviews for this thing, where they were saying she ran it in her car for 20 minutes. It really helped with her smoke odor. And then she said after about 3 weeks or so, it started to come back again. So she did it for 20 more minutes twice. So 40 minutes, and she said it's completely gone, hasn't come back. So I'm excited to see what it does with rat smell, or mouse smell, because like Mom's Audi that I just got done working on, put new carpet in out of a junkyard, all that stuff. It's got an odor. We haven't completely eliminated the rat smell, mouse smell, whatever. So if next time I go to Michigan, I can bring this thing with me and frickin' that's the other thing too. I'd rather drive this thing to Michigan than that thing, which sucks, fuel mileage wise. So, although I'm really, really, really like, I've been probably spending more than I should have, and I'm really just itching to get a 6-speed upgrade for that thing and just drive it. But this transfer case needs to get done first before anything. Alright, so and then I'm chasing down a vibration. It's a real nasty one, and I'm hoping it's a transfer case because it's got real nasty clunk when you push up and down on the drive shaft yoke into the transfer case. It's clunking inside there, so I'm hoping the transfer case is just so loose that the drive shaft's vibrating pretty bad. I'm running out of options. It's got new tires, new wheels. It's got just freshly balanced. It's got new hubs, new bearings, front and rear. I'm running out of options on what the hell the vibration could be. I already did the rear U joint, the one on the very rear, the one on the front of the rear drive shaft could be done, I suppose, but it's not sloppy, and it's just, I don't know. I'm running out of options, and I'm getting real sick of vibrations. It's pretty damn nasty. And for some reason, like, I know my rear hub video that I did recently on this, where the hub is kind of doing this number, not loose, it's just out of round or something. And since that video, the truck's been driving infinitely smoother. It is almost sheet of glass smooth. But the weird thing is, the longer you drive this truck, the more everything gets heated up, whatever, highway speeds, the more that it starts to vibrate. And then it starts vibrating pretty bad. So I don't get that. I'm just so tired of old vehicle problems. I'm so tired of it. I just, I love my truck. I love this truck, It floats like a Cadillac now with the shocks, and it just, the interior of a Cadillac, and it's getting more upgrades, more fancy, blah, blah, blah. It's just so nice to be in and drive around town. Get it out on the freeway, hit them freeway bumps, and it just does a nice little dip, and it's just so nice, so luxurious. And I would hate to get rid of it just to buy a newer truck, to get away from all these vibrations. I'm just tired of it. I have not owned a vehicle that did not vibrate, except for this one was the closest one to it when I first got it. Had the factory rims, 265 tires, and that thing damn near drove smooth as butter. But it had just a wee little shake to it, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And here we are with new parts galore, and it's just miserable. It's like ever since I had them Toyo tires on here, it's just been shimmy shaking like a freaking freight train with the wheels ready to fall off. So I'm just so tired of it. But yeah, I just want a smooth ride. I'm done fighting shit. If I can't get that sucker going smooth soon, it's gonna be going bye-bye, I'm sure. All of them. I'm just get one and done. I'm tired of this shit now. So, really curious to see what this does. And I guess I'll keep you guys updated in 20 or 30 minutes, 30 minutes when it's done. So, but, it'll be interesting. I gotta get them seats in yet. And the other truck, but I really wanted a hand with that, but that might just wait till I get back from my trip. So it's a business trip, so it's not anywhere near fun, and we're driving all the way to Atlanta. So oh Lord, that's gonna suck. Nothing like driving to Atlanta from central Minnesota. Fucking dumb, dude. Oh, Buick Enclaves suck. They got just rock hard flat seats, and I've had a sore tailbone. Well, last time we drove to Texas, Dallas, Texas, or Fort Worth. They're the same thing, I think. Yeah, that was not fun. So we drove all the way through. So I don't know what we're doing with this one, but I guarantee it's going to be like 20 hours or more. So I don't know. I'm sure we're going to have to stop somewhere. Because, yeah. Anyway, so it'll be interesting. But, yeah. Guess I'll keep you posted on how the air purifier works. That's all I know on the car so far until parts get here and I get back from my trip and I can finally start working on the thing. I'm gonna pressure wash the carpet, shampoo it, whatever. Try and get as many stains out as possible and stick it in the car. Stick the seats back in the car and run the ozone machine. Get that stuff deodorized, and then the heater box too. I'll have to probably just order a heater box and get that over with. And oh boy, that's going to be fun. And the AC system won't take any Freon. I've got brand new can and a 3/4 can of Freon, and it would not take an ounce. It would not take anything. So I'm thinking that the system's just kind of, it's got pressure. I don't know what this gauge stands for. I don't know if it stands for anything. But the gauge on my can, it goes to about, well, let's just move the red thingy, eh? Oh, it won't. Okay, so it goes up in between 10 and 25, so it's got pressure in it. I don't know what that means, but it just won't take any more, though. So, doing the heater box, I have to have the thing evac'd and reclaimed, and then we'll bring it down after we're done with the heater box. Bring it down to a negative pressure, and we'll start from scratch. And hopefully the AC compressor works. That's the only other thing. But I'm excited to finally have the car done. But still got cleaning, still got prep, still got this, that, and the other. So just like the guy, I don't remember his YouTube channel. He's building a Peterbilt 359. He says one thing at a time, or one little thing at a time, something like that. So, or little by little, that's what he says. So, anyway, little by little, this thing will get done, and I'll be running and driving again here. So, I might need a new fuel pump too. You have to prime it 3 or 4 times. After it's been, like right now, if I go to start it, it'll probably crank for a little bit longer than it should, and it'll fire up, and then you shut it off after running it for a bit, and it just kind of won't. It'll just crank, and then you cycle the key 4 or 5 times, and then finally it'll just kind of fire up. So I think the fuel pump's getting weak, unfortunately. So that'll probably be another $100 right there. So, but and the only other thing I'm gonna need is rear lights on the trunk lid, because those are busted and they hold water and all that fun jazz. So, other than those, we'll be good to go. So, I gotta clean the rear deck. That's gonna be fun. You can see the poop on there. Yeah, I don't know. Probably have to source another one or something. Which there's a lot of them around, so it's not a big deal. It's just how much people are wanting for that crap. It's like, how many of these cars are in the junkyard now? And you guys want how much for it? It's just ridiculous. So I got an intake tube on order because that was all cracked up and whatnot. Not that it affects the way it runs, because the mass airflow is in the throttle body, not in the intake. So, or the intake tube. So that's fun. But other than that, that's all I've got ordered. That's all that I'm thinking it needs. Wipe the dash out underneath the dash, I mean, and with the heater box gone, and she should be good to go. So I want to drive her for a little bit before I sell her, because I just want to experience the V6. I want to experience the luxury of a 98 Accord with almost every option other than fog lights. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the car, and I'll let you guys know what's going on. And you know, I paid $200 for the thing. It runs good, so you know, I'm just cleaning up the nastiness, which work doesn't scare me. It's just work. You know, pull just nuts and bolts, pull it apart, put it back together, good to go. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll keep you posted on the air update and air cleaner. And thanks for watching. God bless.